What's going on, everybody out there, our friends and fans? This is Apocaflix Movies. This is our movie watching challenge. My name is Keith Barnes. I'm here to review a movie that I was challenged to by Gio Ramos like a month ago. So I apologize for not getting to that. I actually watched this movie 2 weeks ago, and the movie that I'm reviewing is called Mud from 2013. It's starring Matthew McConaughey, and it is a very, very small film. It was a small, like a $10 million budget, set in very, very rural Arkansas, and it's a movie that I remember hearing about. I remember the poster because it's McConaughey and it's like cool, good-looking Matthew McConaughey guy pose, but I had no idea anything about this movie. It stars a very young Ty Sheridan. I think maybe he was, 14, something like that. Stars Reese Witherspoon. It's got Sarah Paulson, and it's got Michael Shannon, and it's directed by Jeff Nichols, no relation to Mike Nichols, the great filmmaker. And quick side note, Jeff Nichols also directed the movie Midnight Special, and which also has Michael Shannon. Michael Shannon has been in all of Jeff Nichols' movies, which is an interesting little fact I found out here. So this is what came out the same year as Man of Steel. So this is right before we got to look at him. Maybe a few months before we saw him as General Zod in Man of Steel. So, but he was still a well-known guy, kind of a smaller time. He wasn't a big budget guy that we kind of know him to be. Well, he still kind of is a smaller performing guy, but yeah, Michael Shannon's really great in this movie. Matthew McConaughey, excellent. I think this is right, maybe a year or so either before or after Dallas Buyers Club. Probably something I should have looked up. I think it's the year after. I think that was 2012, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, like I said, it's set in Arkansas, which is where Jeff Nichols is from. And he wrote and directed this movie, and it's really good. Ty Sheridan and Jacob Laughlin plays his friend. A couple of boys, a couple of down home, backwoods boys living along this small river town in Arkansas. I don't know if it's the Mississippi River or something. I'm not really sure, but anyway, it's a small town that's kind of set alongside this river. People have houseboats and stuff. Very, very, very rural America, and they go to an island that's across this river that they hang out in, and they go around just kind of collecting junk and just generally just fishing and doing all kinds of stuff, just doing whatever boys in that type of town do. They discover Matthew McConaughey's character living in the woods, living in a boat that's up in a tree, up in the woods, and they're like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" They talk to him, they get to know him. He asks them for food, he asks them for supplies. He's got them doing favors for him and stuff. They build a little relationship with them, and it's actually very fun. I really, really enjoyed this movie. It started off a little bit slower than I was expecting. I didn't know what to expect. Like I said, I didn't know what this movie was about at all. But it's really fun. I really, really enjoyed it. It's definitely a coming of age film. Certainly for Ty Sheridan's character, he's going through some problems at home. Sarah Paulson plays his mother. His mother and his father are having a rough go at it. They're going through what eventually is going to be a divorce. Their marriage is breaking up. He's witnessing that. He's having a hard time with it, and so he's dealing with that alongside with making this new friendship he's got with Matthew McConaughey's character. They're trying to figure out if they can trust him. Is he a good guy? What's he doing hiding out in the woods? How come he won't leave, go see anybody? Turns out they discover he's got some bounty hunters that are after him for some reason. And you know what I like about Matthew McConaughey in this movie is that he's actually relatively honest for the most part with the boys. He tells them why it is he's hiding in the woods. He's actually hoping to fix up the boat that he's living in the woods and take it out of the country or sail it out to the ocean to get away from the trouble that he's gotten himself in. And he wants to bring his girlfriend, played by, or his love of his life, played by Reese Witherspoon, which is a big surprise. I had no idea she was in this movie. And she's in the town hoping to hear from him. The bounty hunters are watching her. They're trying to get her to lead them to him, Matthew McConaughey, and a bunch of stuff kind of ensues from there. Fantastic movie. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoy, like I said, the relationship between the two boys and their relationship with McConaughey. I like the kind of subplot with Ty Sheridan's character and his parents. Then there's also another subplot alongside that where he's kind of dealing with having his first crush, someone that he thinks is his girlfriend, but turns out maybe not necessarily. Definitely a girl that he has a huge crush on, who's older than him. And that really does parallel with what's going on with Matthew McConaughey and Reese Witherspoon and their expectations they have. And sometimes expectations we have as guys, as men, what we kind of do, especially at that age, at the young boy's age, and then even in adulthood, as we see with Matthew McConaughey, what we expect from the women sometimes that we care about. Maybe those relationships are not necessarily what they're interested in, or what they're not, those relationships to them are not what they are to us. And it's kind of about having to deal with that and accept that. And for both of those characters, it's really well done the way they parallel those two stories. Maybe Matthew McConaughey's relationship with Reese Witherspoon sounds like it's definitely toxic on both ends, and whether or not they can actually reunite. And Ty Sheridan's character is hopeful that he can get them back together, but definitely there's a lot of stuff that gets in the way. But I really enjoyed this movie. It has a great, definitely the ending is a lot more. It picks up by the end. There's a little bit of action kind of at the end that I definitely was not expecting. But very, very, very well done. Jeff Nichols is really great. I also enjoyed Midnight Special, which is also kind of more as a sci-fi movie, but kind of a coming of age movie as well with that. And yeah, this is really, really good. I really highly recommend it. Thank you to Gio for challenging this to me. Because like I said, I seen the posters. I knew this movie existed, but I had no idea what it was about. And I'm glad to have seen it. Like I said, it was made in like a $10 million budget. It did very well at box office, made $32 million domestically at box office. So yeah, definitely well deserved. It's got a very high Rotten Tomatoes score. And so it seems like most people that saw this really liked it. And so, yeah, definitely well deserved. So thank you, Gio. The movie I saw was Mud. The person I challenged afterwards was Brian. I challenged him to watch U571, which apparently he did not like because he doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay. U571 is another Matthew. So we went back to back Matthew McConaughey films. And for whatever reason, Brian chose to not like this movie, which is awesome. And he's wrong. No, I'm just kidding. I get it. It's a submarine movie. Probably not the kind of thing as he'd be into. But that was the next movie that was challenged after this. So anyway, tune in to Apocaflix Movies every Tuesday night. Apocaflix Now is our live show, Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Find out who the next challenge is going to be and all the other stuff that we got going on the channel. Thank you very much. My name is Keith Barnes. This was Movie Watching Challenge on Apocaflix Movies. We'll see you guys around.